This is a look back over some of the highlights of the past year at Stay Updates with your host Chris Ryder. April. In April we created paid internships for Bahan and David, who are both Big Buddy participants. Ryan and Natalie became buddies and they decided to focus on going to open mic nights. We trained up another 10 volunteers. There was an Elvis exhibition at the O2 in London, and a small group of buddies who are also massive Elvis fans decided to organise a trip. Loved it. Elvis is my number one. We ran a campaigning workshop with Speak Out Sutton group. May. We started our partnership with Culture Shift, supporting the band Delta 7, which also features a number of buddies. We ran our much loved social to see the Ladyboys of Bangkok, a regular fixture in our calendar of events. Lavina and Hannah Mystery Shop for Great Escape Festival. We also saw a band from Glasgow called Admiral Farlow. We really enjoyed the music. The night was being filmed for Amazon, which was cool. The venue was really good for live music and it wasn't too overcrowded. The venue is fully accessible too. We ran session teaching kids at Summerhill Junior School about disability awareness and how to be little punks. We moved into our new office. Carol and Joe from Gig Buddies Sydney came to visit. We had social at English Disco Lovers Club night. We enjoyed a Eurovision celebration of the Rock House cheering on the band PKN from Finland, old friends of Heavy Load. June. We got some funding from American Express to start working with their staff as potential volunteers. We went to Glastonbury Festival running our punk and funk makeover store for the first time. Other buddies stewarded at Glastonbury with Attitude Is Everything, working on the accessible viewing platforms. We had signed over 50 pairs of active buddies. Alice Fox, who used to be a trustee, published her book Exclusive Arts Research and Practice, in which our work is featured. We completed the Art Is project with a celebration in Malta. We launched our Magna Carta for people with learning disabilities in the garden of British High Commissioner to Malta. July. We had a social at our Hastings Beer and Music Festival. We said hello to Jade and Monica, our paid summer interns from Sussex University. We started to create a great partnership with the Brighton Centre. We held a stall at Godney Gathering Festival near Glastonbury. Our friends Aidan and Dennis held their Cupani Open Garden fundraiser and raised £700. Wow. Paul was a living book in the Human Library at Womad Festival. And August we supported the band Delta 7 to go and see Chaz and Dave. We held screening of the Heavy Load movie with a question and answer session with some of the band members. We published a new volunteer leaflets to appeal to a more diverse crowd. We had a social at the Beatles Tribute Night Eastbourne. £202,000 fundraising for Gig Buddies from the Big Lottery Reaching Communities Fund. We ran a stall at the Together the People Festival in Brighton. We started working on the Gig Buddies in a Box project to share our work with the other organisations. We ran our own Hastings Buskathon, where a team of staff and participants serenaded potential volunteers on the streets of Hastings. We ran a session with Mencamp's Beacon Getaway Club's network in London. We ran a campaigning workshops in West Sussex Country Council and Sutton. We were in one of the radicals for the New Ideas Conference in Belgium. We held our happiness walk with participants and members of the team. October. Buddies performed at the Pottery Challenge in London. Ellen said I recited 3 poems. My best poems were The Traveller and How Does Time Change. We got the certificate to show we had done the Pottery Challenge in 2015. I was raising money for Autism Sussex and Gig Buddies. Cornelia said I thought Ellen and Richard were amazing. I loved Ellen's poem about travelling. Richard's poetry feels quite mysterious and riddles and just right for October. I did not realise until later that this was the first time that both Ellen and Richard recited their poems by heart for the first time, as they would usually read them out. That made their contributions extra special. We ran companion workshops with East Sussex Country Council, Croydon Borough Council. We had a team day focusing on health and well-being in our workplace. Over 40 people attended our second punk annual general meeting. We held a new Notorious sponsored 20-mile all-night walk. The North Lane pub brewed a limited edition of the Gig Buddies Ale to celebrate with us. We ran more campaigning workshops with Club Soda in Croydon and ALC's Here and Now conference in Wolverhampton. Gig Buddies Scotland launched in Edinburgh. We entered visited from Japan learning about social care in the UK. Daniel from the Storm and Thunder team became a trustee. November, we held a workshop jamming with the Musicians of Benares from India. Penny and Kate become gig buddies. Kate said, I love being a gig buddy. My buddy Penny and I have gone to events together. We wouldn't have otherwise tried. It's great to do different things and to meet a whole new group of people too. We were developing friendship that benefits both of us, and we always have a laugh. It is good to be part of something that I feel passionate about. Volunteering to go out and have fun is a win-win situation. We held a campaigning event at the Learning Disability Today conference in London. We held a social at the Lamb Inn in Lewes. We visited Get a Life in Coventry to film an interview with their director to find out how they're so great at supporting people with learning disabilities. We ran a volunteer recruitment stand at the Peel gig at Delaware Pavilion, Bexhill. Daniel started volunteering in the office, helping us to organise more socials. We had a social at the Songhoy Blues gig at Concord 2 in Brighton. We ran a campaigning workshop at Portsmouth Partnership Board. December, at the Eastbourne Christmas Social, Amelia runs a card making workshop. At the Brighton Christmas Social, we had a busy night of eating pizza and rocking out at the Rock House. We celebrated getting 70 pairs of active buddies matched up. We held a great Christmas social in Worthing. Carol from Gig Buddies Sydney visited again. Nick and Stephen became gig buddies in Hastings. Stephen said he is alright, he is brilliant. Delta 7 performed at Culture Shift's Get Connected event. January. Sam and Tim become buddies in Uckfield. Tim said very pleased with Sam, he is very keen to find things to do. I love the charity. Bella Todd publishes a lovely article on www.collectively.org. We started to work with great people at Independent Venue Week. We ran a volunteer recruitment stand at Sawney Youth's gig at Sticky Mike's Frogbar in Brighton. We started monthly socials for people on our waiting list in various towns. Paul starts working full-time as director for the charity. February. We held a social at the Fat Tuesday Festival in Hastings where we also took part in a panel discussion. We held a strategic planning workshop to work on making dinner buddies happen. The John Harvey Tavern in Lewis held a fundraising quiz night for us. We held a social at the Spectrum Night at the Brighton Dome. We reopened our doors to volunteers in Brighton and had lots of interviews to do. We ran an experimental music workshop with the Argentinian musician Alan Curtis. We lost our funding from East Sussex County Council. Kate went to a social care exchange trip to Japan. At a social meet-up at the Printers Playhouse in Eastbourne, Tim and James became buddies in Worthing. We gave a lecture to the occupational therapy students at Brighton University in Eastbourne. Sam and Simon from Gig Buddies Scotland came to visit us. We celebrated our Gig Buddies' 3rd birthday with a big party at Sticky Mike's Frogbar. We held Gig Buddies information event in Brighton and Ryan O'Donnell performed an unplugged set for us. We started 3 yoga sessions for buddies in Brighton thanks to our volunteer Hannah. We became part of the West Sussex local offer. We were invited to speak at a national council for disabled children about Gig Buddies. Here's a few facts and figures about our work over 2014 and 2015. We now got over 80 participants and volunteers matched up, regularly going out to gigs. We went to 3 major music festivals and other buddies went to over 700 gigs in all. We ran 6 campaigning workshops and actively worked with 4 local authorities. Our income for the year was £150,268 and we spent £119,452. We need to say a big thank you to those people who support our work in various ways in our particular order that has been Sticky Mike's Frogbar, 1 Inch Badge, the Brighton Centre, the Brighton Dome, Culture Shift, the Big Lottery, East Sussex Country Council, West Sussex County Council, Weldon District Council, the Foreshore Trust, the Henry Smith Charity, the Esme Fairbrain Foundation, Sussex Community Foundation, American Express, Partners in Enterprise.